What's going on? We back with the Boston Clinic talking about Andre Ward. Is it worth the return to face Tony Bellew, possibly at cruiserweight? It's your boy CJ Goodfella, and we in the building. And it's gonna be a good question. It depends on what happens between the Grievous, the Gasby versus Alexander Usyk fight. I believe if the champion of that fight, goes up to move up the heavyweight. And, Tony Bellew and Andre Ward can get sanctioned, or Tony Bellew can grab the cruiserweight WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO title. I think it makes it much more intriguing for Andre Ward to come back and add another title to his resume. And also, if he's able to get the winner of the cruiserweight championship, World Box Super Series tournament, I think that's a little bit more intriguing than Tony Bellew, in my opinion. But you talk about the UK, Tony Bellew still may bring more money. But the opportunity where you could fight Alexander Usyk or the Gasby guy for the undisputed championship bout in the cruiserweight division, I mean, undisputed is something that Andre Ward hasn't accomplished at super middleweight, like heavyweight. He can crack it at cruiserweight. I mean, shit, he pushing the pantheon of greats. I mean, he pushing Marvin Hagler, a guy who never moved up and moved down. He's pushing, Chavez Sr., he's pushing, Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad. I mean, he's pushing a lot of all-time greats and giving them Shane Mosley, giving them a run for their money. And, if that scenario happens, but if it's the scenario the winner moves up and the belts become free and him and Tony Bellew can fight for the WBC belt, I think that adds on to his lineage as well. I think it may be worth a return. We know Virgil Hunter is very, very ill. His coach, he dealt with a health scare, and maybe that may factor into him coming back or not coming back. I believe if Virgil Hunter is not going to be able to be an effective boxing coach to come back and do his thing for real, I think that puts the end to every Andre Ward rumor imaginable, because I believe that, he's done right with his money. He's learned how to manage and invest his money with Jay Prince. They are business partners. So, what would he get out of beating Tony Bellew? I mean, this guy who's been stopped before by Donald Stevenson at like heavyweight. Obviously, it's not a shoe-in that Tony Bellew beats David Haye again. We know he's dealing with a surgery. And another injury that he had in the Tony Bellew original fight. Bellew showed that he had the heart of a champion, and he looked like dog shit physically at heavyweight, but he handled his business like a G. And in the UK, it'd be a huge fight. It's gonna bring a lot of revenue, more than fighting the undisputed champion that ended up coming out the World Box Super Series tournament, because Tony Bellew is somewhat of a draw in the UK. And Andre Ward, they know who he is. It'll be a big, big fight over there. This is a guy, Andre Ward, who didn't have to travel in the World Super Series. I mean, when the Super Six, and told one of his stablemates, Brandon Gonzalez, not to go over to the UK and fight James DeGale. He did. He got stopped pretty quickly. And Andre Ward has, what I've seen from him, he's not been one to want to go to the UK and put it on the line. He traveled in the Olympics. Maybe he don't feel like it. I mean, he barely left California. His biggest fight outside of California, other than the Kovalev, was Carl Froch in Atlantic City. It was seen as a neutral, playing field or boxing field for both of them. It was about even distance from California to, New Jersey, and from Nottingham to New Jersey as well. So, he hasn't historically traveled that much, especially abroad. But if the money right, I think Andre Ward will beat her that night. And, Bellew, I don't know if Bellew can hang with Ward. It depends on what Ward bringing at 200 pounds. But I still would favor Ward. He's just so skillful. Donald Stevenson cannot. Tony Bellew chin in the dirt. I'm pretty sure Andre Ward can at least outbox him. And then after he outboxes Tony Bellew, I mean, shit, he might want to entertain, heavyweight. He talked about Anthony Joshua. Shit, why not go for Deontay Wilder? I know he has whipping, cracking power. And Joshua does as well. He's a big guy. But if he truly wants that challenge, after Tony Bellew, why not go for the stars, even though most people think you get stretched by either or. But if you're able to pull that off, I mean, that's impressive. I think it may be more impressive if he beats Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, than Ray Jones beating Ruiz. But, it is what it is. I think, back to the topic of discussion, I think it depends. I don't know if it's enough to bring Andre Ward out of retirement, honestly. I really don't. How bad does he wants to fight in the UK is the question. And how much money is they talking is the bigger question. So, obviously, if it's for a title, it's be for a third title in 3 different weight classes. It's worth it for that. But is he at peace where he ranks at in his career? Does he feel like his career was fulfilled, or does he feel like it's stuff to still build on to his career and add on to his lineage? And only Andre Ward can answer that. But if it's a fight that I really want to see, yeah, I guess so. If it's a bet on the line, WC bet on the line, I guess I would want to see it. But, it's not one I'm dying to see or I'm going to stop my Saturday afternoon to see. I mean, just stop everything, get snacks and drink and just watch it. It's just not on my high priority list of fights. There's too many other great fights out there like Crawford and Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Charlo versus Golovkin and Canelo. It's a lot of better fights, but this is a solid fight, and it'll be due 2018, right? We gone.